In a previous video, I talked about the idea of a harvest and how creative ideas, it's like a plant. You plant a seed, it goes through stages, it germinates, it grows. Finally, it's ready for you to come out and cut it down, to harvest it, to enjoy the cornucopia of fruits and vegetables that creatively, abstractly, you have manifested. And then I mentioned in there, you've got to discern, though, between waiting on an idea to grow into maturity and waiting on an idea because you're just like afraid to do it. You don't want to pull the trigger on it. And I've had this happen so many times where it's like I have an idea that I think is great, but I'm like, I can't do this. I either don't have the skill to do it, or I don't have enough ideas, or I'm like, I just feel like it's going to be too much for me to try to take on, or like, really, it just comes down to, I'm afraid that if I execute this great idea, it's not going to be great, and it's going to be really disappointing for me, because then I'll have to come face to face with the fact that I am not very good at what I thought I was good at, and I'm going to have this, I'm just going to be like mocking me. Here's this thing I made, and it's totally garbage trash, and I thought it was going to be the next Abbey Road, you know? But how do you tell the difference between that and here's a great idea, but it's not ready. You gotta let it sit. With the planting a seed and the healthy letting it grow, a lot of times it's obvious because it's like, oh, there's an idea. That's good. I'm gonna write it down, remember it, walk away, not feel any anxiety about it, because you kind of just intuitively know, yeah, what am I gonna do with this idea? It's just a seed right now. If you feel anxiety at that stage, it could be a couple things, but it's most likely you know that it's gonna be tough. And maybe it's also like you feel the pressure to get it out sooner than you want. So, at that very early stage, okay, I'll give you a little leniency, let it go for a little while. If the idea keeps coming back to you and you keep getting that anxious, fearful response, that's a sign that maybe you should do it. Now, if it just keeps coming back to you and you're like, that's a good idea, I should do that one day, that I think is a sign of it's still growing. It's not really ready to go. It's sort of that feeling out the emotional state of it. If it feels right to wait, then it is. If it feels bad, if it feels like I'm waiting in the same way, it's like I'm waiting to change the oil on my car and I know that I should have gotten it changed like 40,000 miles ago. That's not good. That's a sign that you are sitting on an idea that you should just get out there. And look, the thing is, it is true. There are times when you have an idea and you are not ready to do it. Like you just don't have the skill, you don't have the abilities. What do you do in that circumstance? That's a whole nother video.